Hello and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. I started pruning up my Rose of Sharon and then I thought, all right, so you can see the aftermath of the pruning here, the separation that I was able to get between this branch and this branch. I started looking at that, and that is exactly what I'm trying to go for with this tree. This is my clip and grow trainer. I want to get the front for you. There's a view where nothing is crossing. Right about there for me, so maybe right about there for you. So I want to get some separation here as well and work my way up. There's a nice pad developing here. It's a multiple trunk pad, a multiple branch pad. But I think this front piece, this entire front piece, which is the largest piece, provides a little bit of taper, but the one behind it provides a lot better taper. So I think I'm going to take the plunge and take this branch off. I didn't want to do that without showing it to you. Okay, that was major. Let me look at that. Okay, now I'm getting the separation I want here. And in terms of clip and grow, I like this coming out here. I even like this back in here. If that becomes a branch, it is becoming a branch, but it's kind of a weird. I don't know if I'll get a leaf on it next year or not. Let me just clean up a pruning stub here. I did prune off the flowers. There's still one flower to go here and one flower to go here. So I want to leave these long. This part is sticking up, isn't it? I'm going to take it off. All right, and now this is reaching over. But is that a bad thing? Yeah, it kind of is. I'm going to take it back to that leaf. And maybe one further. Okay, now I'm getting some balance. I don't mind taking those off at all. This part goes way up, doesn't it? Doesn't have to. Doesn't have to. I'm going to cut it back to, let's see, right there. Now here, this whole part that goes up is great. I think I'm just going to take this part off, remove a leaf, and I cut it back to here before. There's a pruning stub. I'm going to go back to there. Do I have the separation I was looking for? I do. Okay, what wants to happen up here? You can see the tree is starting to turn. It doesn't get like beautiful, brilliant colors or anything. The flowers are cool on this tree, and it's a great tree for clip and grow. Okay, this could have a height of its own right about where my shears are. So let me look at that. Very close to where I pruned them before. I'm going to come up 2 leaves and some very short internodes. I'm trying to style this tree like a majestic maple you'd see in the middle of a park somewhere. You want to sit under it. Very close to where I pruned it the last time. That was the pruning stub. I think I'm going to go below that. That'll give this the height that I'm craving. But it is getting high there. Should I get rid of that? I'm going to cut this part off, and maybe something will grow there. Okay, this is reaching over, but do I mind? I guess I mind a little. I'm going to cut this back. to there. So now there's a little separation between here, and I can get some more on this side. Now this looks too high, doesn't it? How about there? I like that. Just gonna take the last leaf off there. And I don't expect much more growing this season. So I'm setting it up for next year. And I'm going to follow the same protocol next year as I did this year, which was to defoliate in early June, early to mid-June. Gave it plenty of time to send out shoots, and almost every shoot had a flower bud, which is great. Got some beautiful taper happening and some nice separation now. Okay, so I've got this. I've looked at it from this side. Now, as I'm turning the tree, I could reduce this, can't I? Yeah, that was a good move. All right. I think this guy's trimmed up, at least for now. Here, here. I guess I should go to the opposite side there. This is kind of bulbous here, but I think I can clean that up. Pardon the background. Actually, it looks pretty good. All right. Just cleaning that up, wasn't I? Okay. If I really wanted to do something drastic here, and I think I do, it takes away some movement to this branch. Well, maybe I should leave that side and take the other one off. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to take the lower part of this branch off. And I'll clean that up. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And I want some finer branching to grow in this direction. I'm going to take this down and this down. And I've got to ask myself what I don't like about this is how it goes thick all the way to the top, but there is a little branch coming off low, and I think if I take the top part of that off, that might look pretty good. So okay, now this side is not competing as much with this side, so I took that down, took that down, lowered that. I'm going to really want to cut that, but I don't want to cut that. So we've got some things crossing back here. Got a branch that comes from another branch that interferes with this. I'm going to cut it back just so it doesn't interfere. And I might cut more when I get to that branch. Yeah, now I can see. I'm going to cut this and just remove the large leaves. I will be removing leaves. You know, we get these little leaves that grow in the crotches that really gum up the works. I mean, they look good, That was a pruning stub. I'm going to take this off. There's some tighter internodes there. I might get a branch. And in order to see these branches, sometimes all this internal growth just gets in the way. Okay, I think you've seen enough detail. If I go into fast mode, you'll still see what's going on and you'll know what I'm doing. Here's my Rose of Sharon, all pruned up, with the exception of this branch, which still has to flower. Remember I said there were 2 branches that had to flower? Well, that one got cut off accidentally. I didn't even look. And this might not have opened anyway. Sometimes they're duds. That one might not open either. I'm going to give it a little more time. It's certainly very late. Everything else has bloomed, but hopefully you can see now what I'm aiming for with this tree. This has to develop more, obviously, and I'm going to try and develop it flat. This I would like to go down more. This is heading up and it's kind of fat. I think I might make that decision right now and take that off. Yeah, that looks good. And it's still a little crowded here, but I think it's just because of these intermediate leaves, which, you know, are nice, but they keep you from being able to see the structure. And they're not feeding much on the tree, because they were totally hidden before by the rest of the foliage. It's just what this tree puts out. This is an odd middle branch, and I don't want that to develop, so I'm going to take that out. That'll add to the airy feel there. This is dead. I think it looks pretty good. This Rose of Sharon always surprises me. It's going to need a repot, I think, in spring. And we'll see how it develops. I got a lot of flowers this year. Last year I only had 2. The year before I only had 1. And I'm not going for a record or anything, but I'd like there to be a flower on every extension at some point in this tree's life. This tree my mom started, and I took it from my childhood home when she moved into her current assisted living. The species rolls over okay, but there is a little bit of concern that I have in how slow this is going. We'll see how it proceeds. I mean, it looks pretty good. I don't want these to rot, and I did have cut paste of some kind on them. All right, a Rose of Sharon. Thank you for keeping me company in my backyard.